Once again, I find myself agreeing with Scarlett Johansson on something. She continues to seem to be one of the only people in Hollywood that has any sort of ounce of common sense. Now, unfortunately, Scarlett Johansson has apologized on several occasions for things that she said that she didn't need to apologize for. But here, once again, Scarlett Johansson saying something that honestly Hollywood should hear more and more. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Black Widow star Scarlett Johansson wants more female heroes to tap into their femininity rather than be Batman in heels, which is really good. We've seen, we've seen Gal Gadot make similar comments before. We've seen Patty Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman, making similar comments. Of course, Brie Larson doesn't make these kinds of comments, which is quite interesting. But advocating for better female representation in superhero movies, Black Widow star Scarlett Johansson said female heroes should be more than Batman in heels. I hope that this film continues pushing that boundary so that we can actually have more female superheroes who are inherently female and aren't just Batman in heels or whatever, she told Entertainment Weekly. She also attributed the production of Black Widow to the recent successes of Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel, saying that the film would not have been made as substantial if it had been made 10 years ago. Which, if it was a good movie, it would have. You know, it's all about if it's a good movie. That's really at the end of the day, because Black Widow is an established character. She has popularity. People have been wanting to see a Black Widow movie for a long time now, at least since Avengers, if not before. Since her first appearance in Iron Man 2, people have been wanting to see Black Widow be a more prominent character. But, you know, I think that it could have been a successful movie 10 years ago if it was actually a good movie. But none of the female superhero movies that were around that time, like, I don't know, like Catwoman and some of those other movies, Stiletto, I think, was another one or something like that. None of those movies were good female superhero movies. But I think that if it was a good one, it probably would have been at least fairly substantial back then. So Johansson went on to say that Black Widow's strength as a character comes from her femininity. She has emotional intelligence that has allowed her to survive without any real superpowers, Johansson said. She's someone who is a problem solver. She's a pragmatic person. I think a lot of those qualities are inherently female. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that necessarily. I think that those are qualities that aren't necessarily inherently just one gender. I think that those are qualities that can be found in any sort of person. You know, there's people who are better problem solvers who are male as well. So it's not just an inherently female thing. So I don't really agree with her when she's saying that, but I agree with her when she's talking about how the strength of Black Widow is the fact that she is a feminine character, you know? And I think that that is something that she really tried to hit here that actually makes sense. I hope that this film continues pushing the boundaries so that we can actually have more female superheroes who are inherently female and aren't just Batman in heels or whatever. Because for some reason in modern feminism, we're at this place where feminists seem to think that we need to make women more like men in order for them to be considered equal. And that's just not the case, because women are inherently different than men, and that's a good thing, and men and women should, you know, be celebrated for having differences. There's nothing wrong with being different from each other. We can still be equal, you know, in a society and still be different as far as humans go and as far as our genders. There's nothing wrong with that, and I think that's kind of what she was trying to get at here. And these are similar comments, like I said, that Gal Gadot has made in the past, Patty Jenkins, and they are all correct. So, we will see what happens with this. As far as Black Widow goes, like, I'm kind of excited to see it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, okay, well, this kind of feels like, you know, Solo, a Star Wars story all over again for Black Widow. I don't really see the point in having a Black Widow movie come out after she's already been pretty much offed in the MCU. Doesn't really make much sense to me. They should have put this movie in the place of Captain Marvel's movie, but hey, that's just my opinion, I guess. So, with that being said, go check out my personal channel as well, Josiah Rises. I greatly appreciate that. Subscribe over there. Subscribe here if you're new to it as well. And I will talk to you all very soon in another video. So, talk to you later.